Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us this evening. We have the opportunity to do the first ever virtual gala for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, as well as Circle V Ranch Camp. And tonight, we're gonna be honoring guests, receiving a special blessing from Father Peter, musical performances, as well as David Garcia, the Executive Director of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, here in the studio to talk about the history, the vision, and all that we are doing to help serve those up at camp. So without further ado, let's welcome Father Peter with a special blessing.
Thank you, everybody. And my name is Father Peter, and I don't have to tell you where I'm from. I open my mouth, and I've been here 48 years, and I'm still as Irish as they come. I'm here to ask God and Mary, Jesus and Mary, bless this gala. Bless those wonderful benefactors, those who give money, so that these little children and people and counselors can come to work here at Vincent de Paul. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me," and he hugged them and he blessed them. And I was blessed as a child. I'm one of a family of 13 that my aunts were able to bring me to a very happy place. I will never forget it. One little child said to me in Watts, "This was the best time of my life." You are helping these children have the best time of their lives. And Jesus has said, the rich have the poor in this life, and the poor have the rich in the next. You will be richly blessed, all of you, for what you do. And may God bless you, watch over you, and take care of you always. My heart is full of joy to find people like you. God's peace, God's blessings. Amen.
Thank you so much, Father Peter, for that incredible blessing. We are so grateful to have you at camp week after week, celebrating Mass and pouring into all of our counselors who give so much of their time during the summer. Up next is Javon Jones, a camp counselor as well as former program director. Spent many years up at camp. He's gonna bless us with an incredible song and powerful testimony.
Hi everyone, my name is Javon Jones. I was a counselor at Circle V Ranch Camp in 2012 and then program director. And it's my pleasure and my honor to sing the opening song for the gala tonight. So here we go.
Jesus, what a Savior, what a brother, what a friend. You're the lifter of the lonely. God, you meet me where I am. He knows no borders, knows no walls. You're constantly moving towards me with open arms. I never known a love like yours. Oh no, I never known a love like yours. Oh, I never known a love like yours. Oh no, I never known a love like yours. Oh, us. Hallelujah, hallelujah. What a wonderful Savior. I never known a love like yours. Oh no, I never known a love like yours. Oh, I never known a love like yours. I never known a love like yours. Oh.
Thank you so much for allowing me to come and sing that song. And for a minute, I was wondering why that song was on my heart. And I think a big reason why is because I got to meet God's love at Circle V Ranch Camp. I had been a Christian all my life, and I followed Jesus all my life, but I became a camp counselor probably my junior year of college. And it was a time when I was struggling with my faith. I wasn't seeking Him every day, and all of those things that sort of happen in that time in your college career. And once I got to Circle V, I met God. I saw Him in the beauty of the trees. I saw Him in the joy of the laughter of the kids. I just felt His presence all around the camp. And it was so impactful for me because it was part of my spiritual formation of seeing who He was, and seeing Him meet me there with His tender love and His kindness. And in that, I grew in my faith, and I found my mission in life of loving kids and serving kids, and sort of being a beacon of light for the Lord and for the kingdom. And it's changed my life forever. It's a special place there at Circle V because the counselors there, the staff there, they meet God, but also the kids there, they meet God, and they see love for the first time. They're outside for the first time and have joy and have fun and have tons of play and all sorts of things. And many kids, their lives are transformed because of God, and because of the message of Circle V there. So I just want to encourage you guys to join us in this mission, in serving kids and serving those that might be less fortunate than us, because it's powerful. It changes lives, changes not only the kids, but also the staff, the adults there. We seek God every single day, and it's been a blessing in my life, and I'm just so glad that I got to take part of it. So thank you again for joining us, and we'll continue on from here.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here today for the first ever virtual gala for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul and the supporting of Circle V Ranch Camp. Now, I'm here with David Garcia, the Executive Director for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. David, thank you so much for joining us here today in the studio. What a blessing it is to have you and to be able to share just the story of St. Vincent de Paul and all the good works that it does for all those in the Los Angeles community.
Thank you, Juan. It's a pleasure to be here today, and I'm so excited about our first ever virtual gala for Circle V Ranch Camp.
Yes, we have a great night. We've already had a musical performance. We've already had a blessing. And now we're going to get into really talking about what St. Vincent de Paul does for people and the way that others can help support Circle V during this time.
Well, St. Vincent de Paul is here to serve people. Our mission is to serve the poor in any way that we can, whether that be from preventing homelessness by paying somebody's rent, getting someone caught up on their utilities, providing a family with food or clothing. Our motto is no act of charity is foreign to the society. And what that means is we try and help with absolutely anything that we can.
Oh, I love that. And St. Vincent de Paul has done so much in not only other people's lives, but I know in having conversations with you throughout the years, it has been a blessing to our lives as well. And I'm excited to also just share the history of St. Vincent de Paul and what it's done for so many.
Well, you're right. St. Vincent de Paul Society is a major part of my life. I've been a member for almost 20 years. We call ourselves Vincentians. We're not professional social workers of any kind. But we're just people that want to help. We want to give back. And that is our ministry. That is what we do. And I don't come from the nonprofit world, so I never thought I'd be working for this society. And obviously I do now, and for the past 12 years. I'm just blessed that I get to do this kind of work, and it's also my career.
Oh, that's so amazing. Well, we're going to talk about really 3 different things. And for all of you that are joining us virtually, we're really grateful for you to be here. This is the first time we've ever done this. And what an honor it is to share really just some simple things. We have some powerful testimonies that we're going to be sharing later on with all those at Circle V Ranch Camp. But we're going to talk about right now, not only the mission of, the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, but also the history. We're also then going to talk about kind of, how important St. Vincent de Paul as well as Circle V Ranch Camp is to so many and their lives. And then lastly, we're going to share with you kind of where we've been, where we're currently at, and where we're going, and how we can kind of share this journey with everyone. So with that being said, David, do you mind telling us a little bit about how St. Vincent de Paul got started in Los Angeles and kind of the history of it?
Well, the Society's been in Los Angeles since 1909. The organization was actually founded by young people in Paris, France in 1833. And they were young Catholic university students that wanted to give back. And we've been doing it ever since. Shortly after their founding in France, they came to the United States. And then by 1909, here we are in Los Angeles, and we've been serving families, individuals ever since. We're really a large organization. Kind of quiet. Most people don't really know about us, but we have about 2,400 members in Los Angeles, Ventura, Santa Barbara counties that are helping individuals and families on a daily basis.
Wow. And I love this, that you're more than a thrift store though, right? Because most people, when they think of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, they think of the thrift stores that are not only in Los Angeles, but just throughout the nation. But you're more than that. You have the Cardinal Manning Center. You have an incredible place like Circle V. What else do you do to serve the community of Los Angeles?
Well, the key word you said is thrift stores, and most people know us by thrift stores. That's how we raise our money. And we always have, and not only here in Los Angeles, but throughout the country and I think throughout the world. So people know St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Children that went to Catholic schools know what Bundle Sundays are, and that's where they bring their used belongings. We send a truck to the parish, and we pick up their donations. So people know about our thrift stores. People shop in our thrift stores. But people don't really know a lot about the works that we do. And like you said, there is our summer camp, there is our homeless shelter, the Cardinal Manning Center, and then we have what's called Vincentian Services, and those are our 2,400 volunteers that are out there taking phone calls from the general public, just helping in any way that we can.
I love that. And St. Vincent de Paul has done so much in my life. I first got connected with St. Vincent de Paul and Circle V Ranch Camp going back to 2010 when I got hired as a camp counselor. And when we talk about the importance that it's made on people's lives, there are thousands of stories out there of people all over Los Angeles and across the country who've been impacted in a very strong way. Circle V does amazing things for just campers and adults in general. Why is it so important that we continue to share that love and support for either people coming through the thrift store, St. Vincent de Paul, or just allowing a young child to go and experience what summer camp is like? Why is it so important?
Well, over the years being involved with Circle V Ranch Camp, I was always told that it's life-changing for the children that attend. And I've actually seen that. We have campers that come back year after year, campers like yourself, or people that come back as counselors year after year. And I've heard the stories where they've said that it's changed their life. And the whole dynamic at camp, it's like a family. Everyone's a family. You have your unit of the people that live in a cabin, and they spend that week together, and they are a family. And I've witnessed this where they do everything together as a family, they eat as a family, and it's really, really a beautiful thing. And those kids all want to come back. I've heard the stories where on the first night, children cry because they want to go home. And then on the last night, they cry because they don't want to go home.
Yes.
So we're doing something right there because the kids want to stay. And this year, I think more important than any year, we really need to send children to camp. You know, coming out of a pandemic, kids have not been out playing. They've been schooled indoors, probably from home in most cases, and they really, really need to get out of the house and get into the country and get some fresh air and socializing, and especially for the children that live in the inner cities. They just need to get out of the city, and I've been fortunate enough to be at camp while the campers are there, and it's just an absolutely beautiful thing to see children having fun, just fun.
Enjoying,
and they do.
We always joke when I was a camp counselor that you go there to make an impact and to help change lives. And when we would leave, we realized that our life was changed probably then more good than we did for them. And I think that's a real testament to all the counselors who come back year after year. I've known counselors who I've worked with since going back to 2010 or before me, and they're still going up as camp directors. They're still going up as program directors. And the love that they have, I have a blessing to be able to serve kids throughout the year as well as an educator and as a teacher, and to be able to see the difference in a young child's life, not just by going to the classroom, but enjoying the greater outdoors, doing team building and leadership activities, taking hikes, doing crafts, jumping in the pool, going to the lake or even to the beach, right? They have all of these opportunities, and it really does change lives. And I can't tell people enough of how much of an impact it makes.
And I'm glad that you brought up the beach, because it's always surprised me that children growing up in Los Angeles, whether it be in the downtown area or in the south section of Los Angeles, very close to the beach, and many of our campers have never been to the beach in their entire life.
It's so true.
That is just amazing. So talking about life-changing, to give someone a beach day experience, it just warms the heart. It's a beautiful thing.
It sure does.
Kids being kids.
Absolutely. And it really does warm the heart. And it hasn't always, when we think about summer camp, I think over the last several years or the last decade, we've almost kind of like taken it for granted, and we could not do any of this, obviously, without all the amazing supporters and the donors, and to share with people these experiences, just a short, snippet of kind of the life that these kids get to come into, because they come in some as foster care, right? They come in as part of, where their grandparents are their parents. They come in from house to house or family member to family member, or just, they don't have the siblings to be able to watch and support them. And for them to come and to experience a counselor who becomes like their big brother or big sister really does change everything for their life. And I think that's so important to tell. But like I was saying, it hasn't always been easy. We want to share with people also a couple different things, really 3 things. We want to tell people kind of where we've been, where we're currently at, and where we're going. Because I think we really want to create just unique and intentional partnerships with people throughout the state of California, not just in Southern California, but throughout the state of California. Can you tell us some of the really tough times Circle V's been through, going back to even just a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I'll tell you, this year it was so important that we opened up camp, and we weren't sure if we were going to be able to have camp this year. We didn't know until the last minute. We had to get approval by government agencies. There are strict CDC guidelines coming out of a pandemic, and we really didn't know how we were going to do this. So when we got the go-ahead from the government agencies, we got right to work, and we had already planned the camp sessions, and we just went right into production, or I'll say the camp team did. And it's a well-oiled machine. And I was at camp recently, and they were training the counselors. And so many of the counselors I recognized just from either being campers in the past or counselors in the past. So they do come back. But going back to this year being very, very important, as many of you know, we had a fire up there, the Whittier fire, a few years back. That closed us down. I think we had one session, then we had the fire, and we closed down for the year. And there was some damage done. Then the following year, we had floods. So we've had to do some rebuilding, and then we didn't have camp at all last year because of the pandemic. So very, very important that we get camp open this year, and which it is. And throughout the year, the phone calls that we got, are we going to have camp this summer? Are we going to have camp this summer? And we didn't know. But now we're having camp, and this is why we need the support of everybody. We want to send as many children as possible to camp, whether or not they have the ability to pay. That should not be a factor. And we want to provide that camp experience to the most needy of the children.
Right. And the one word that I keep kind of thinking about and talking with people about is resilience. Like everybody at the Society of St. Vincent de Paul and Circle V Ranch Camp are just resilient. Like the amount of effort, the amount of prayer, the amount of support that we've received, from just letters to phone calls to just the simple conversations that you have over lunch with another counselor who's been there for many years, talking about the memories. There's so much resilience around this team and this organization to make camp come back after all these trying years. It says a lot about this community, and it says a lot about all of you who are willing to donate and willing to help, because we understand that this doesn't happen, right? And there's no possible way that we can do this without your love, your prayers, and your support. And when we talk about support, right, David, we don't just talk about financial support. We talk a lot about just people willing to serve with their time and their efforts. All of those are important, no matter how big, no matter how small, no matter how long, how short. Everything that you do is so important. And camp is currently happening right now.
Right now.
During this virtual gala, it's happening, it's going on. We have sessions all the way happening until mid-August. So we've already thanked just so many of you who've already contributed to donating before the gala. And now those of you who are donating right now, we cannot thank you enough. But also, just so you know, that you could continue to donate all the way through summer camp, because every donation counts and every donation matters. And as we kind of continue to segue, can you just share with us a little bit about the vision, right? We talked about where we were, where we're currently at with summer camp and being back. What's the hope for the future, David?
Well, the hope for the future is being able to continue operating camp and bringing in as many campers as possible. This year, due to strict precautions, we can't put 10 children in a cabin like we usually do. It's limited to 6. So we've had to make some changes. We can't have the large numbers like we have in the past. But hopefully next year we can go back to a normal camp capacity. And it's our mission to serve as many children as possible. I know in the past we didn't have enough cabin space, so we put children in tents.
Right.
I think that's great. So I hope we can get back to those numbers next year. And of course the support from you, our supporters, our donors, very, very much appreciated and needed. It was so great to get phone calls from people, and as soon as they heard that camp was reopening, what can I do to support camp? And of course, financial gifts are always welcome. We have wish lists that people can provide certain items that we use at camp. I mean, there are many, many ways that you can give, and I always tell people, if you're given a financial gift, it doesn't have to be huge. We'll take any amount, because that gift will go towards something. Whether it's craft supplies, whether it's masks for the children, whether if it goes towards their meals, anything helps.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for just sharing that. But we're not done. I'm excited to share with all of you that we actually have a special message from Ray Lopez, the camp director of Circle V Ranch Camp. So as we transition over to Circle V Ranch Camp, I just want you to know that every single one of you who is watching this right now, or may even watch this virtual gala after we premiere it, just continue to just pray for Circle V, pray for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, and just keep us in your thoughts throughout this summer and as time continues to go. It has been such a resilient team, and I can't wait to share with you one of the most fearless leaders that we've had the opportunity to present. His name is Ray Lopez, and he has been at camp for over 20 years, giving his life to this ministry. And I think that is so important. So what we've done is we're gonna take it over to Circle V Ranch Camp right now and premiere a behind the scenes look at everything that's happening at Circle V Ranch Camp.
Greetings everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for this virtual gala and partnering with St. Vincent de Paul's Circle V Ranch Camp. My name is Ray Lopez, and I'm the camp director of this incredible place many call home. I'm currently here in our beautiful chapel, where we start most of our mornings and have the opportunity to celebrate Mass once a week. We truly believe in the importance of loving God and loving others, which is why we have the most incredible opportunity to transform lives every summer. So please join me on this journey as we explore camp, give you an incredible sneak peek of the outdoor adventures that take place each summer. Here at Circle V, we enjoy many activity periods, including the pool, sports and field games, arts and crafts, nature hikes, drumming, and so much more. This is a place where we can all enjoy the great outdoors, make new friends, develop confidence and self-esteem. Circle V is more than just a summer camp, but a second home and a family that allows each other to be themselves, laugh together, enjoy delicious food, and create memories that will last a lifetime. Whenever people come to Circle V, they can't help but to share stories and reminisce about their summer camp experience. And to be honest, it is the testimonies and life-changing friendships that have kept me around for 25 summers. This sacred place is where I met my wife, get to watch our boys grow up here, and together share in this wonderful ministry of serving God's children. Like so many others, I've learned the value of a summer camp experience and the life-changing power it has to impact and transform a young child's life. So please join me as we listen to the powerful testimonies of some of our selfless counselors and young campers.
So my family has a lot of connections to Circle V. Back in like late 60s, early 70s, my grandpa and all his brothers worked at Circle V, and they one of them continued to work up until the 90s and stuff. And then my parents were both counselors here, and they met here. So I kind of, in a sense, I owe my life to Circle V, really. And my brother, he works here too. I've got cousins who have continued to work here. And ever since I was young, I really wanted to just continue that family tradition. I feel like I owe a lot to Circle V, and without this place, I almost wouldn't be here. And so, in any way that I can give back, I really want to. And I think my life really is sort of a testament to how special of a place this is. My parents met here. They've been married for almost 25 years now, and we have got a couple siblings and just this awesome family that I'm so happy to be a part of. And we really owe that to Circle V. And if I can, make a special experience for a camper, that's what it's all about.
Oh boy, there's many ways how this camp has impacted my life. I guess the main thing is when I didn't come to summer camp when I was little, I do have a speech impediment. So I was often bullied, ridiculed for that. And once I started coming to camp, I really thought it was gonna be the same thing. Like, oh, people wouldn't wanna, this was little Brianna, so people don't wanna play with me, they don't want anything to do with me. But in honesty, I was never met with any type of hostility or any type of, any negative emotions like that. And that's honestly what I really love about camp. We all love each other as a family. This is basically my second home here, my home away from home.
Camp has the biggest impact on my life, just as an adult, growing up as a child. I think I just think it's a great place to kind of not only find yourself, but to understand other people as well from different backgrounds entirely.
So summer camp has impacted my life because it's been a really big part of my life. I've been coming here since I was 8 years old, and every year I think I skipped 2 years in high school, and right after high school, I started joining. But camp has impacted my life because I met my best friends here, people I call family. Some of my best friends, I either consider them my brothers. I met them here, and just the bond I have with them is just different, something that I don't think I would experience anywhere else.
The Circle V staff makes me feel like family, like I'm home, and it just makes me feel comfortable. They just make me like feel like I'm home, like I can just be free.
My favorite memory of camp was when I got our leather with our outfit brand, because it was a kind of a memorabilia or a souvenir, and I could take it home with me and look at it whenever I needed some inspiration or anything like that.
I think these past few days, just all the giggles that we've had at the dinner table, I think is so hilarious because we're talking about our personal lives and, stuff that's happened and like experience that we've had, and it's just funny because like we're all from different places, and it's really just enjoyable, to talk to girls my age.
As we continue to enjoy Summer Camp 2021, we cannot forget to thank all of you who support our efforts. Without your generous donations and time, Summer Camp would not be possible. So as we push forward, I encourage you to continue the selfless spirit and remember that every donation makes a difference. Please remember to love God and love others, and we can't wait to see you all soon.
What an incredible message from Ray Lopez and the rest of the Circle V team. It is incredible to see a behind the scenes look at what camp does to help change the young lives of all of our youth.
Yes, thank you, Ray, and the whole Circle V Ranch team.
Yes, and it's moments like that when I look back, David, and I see footage and I see testimonies that really pour out their heart on ways that camp has impacted them. And there have actually been many, many people, not only during this virtual gala, but throughout the years, who have done a tremendous job at donating money, supporting camp any way they can. And that's why we want to be able to honor one of the most amazing families that we know, both Tony and Jackie. These are two incredible people who will be honored for this year's 2021 Circle V and St. Vincent de Paul Virtual Gala.
I can't think of a more deserving couple, especially for camp, than Jackie and Tony. I've had the pleasure of knowing them for many years, being a member of the camp committee, and just seeing the work that they do. And they give up their time, they're great donors to camp. They really believe in camp and its mission. So thank you again, Tony and Jackie.
Yes, and whether it was showing up for Mass or showing up for beach days or coming during certain activity periods, giving high fives, hugs, everything that really shows how much they love camp and the resources that they poured out has just been incredible. So what we've decided to do is this year we want to honor them in a very special way, which is basically showing a video and testimonies of what people think of their acts of charity and the kindness that they've done throughout the years. So, without further ado, we're going to show you this video.
Hi, Tony and Jackie. I just want to say thank you for all that you do for camp, for all the things that you've donated, for all the time that you've given to all the wonderful kids that get to come up here. So we want to say thank you for all you've done. We appreciate you, we love you, and we hope to see you soon. But we love you. Thank you so much. Congratulations, and thank you for all that you've done for us.
Dear Tony and Jackie, seeing you, seeing the way you love, seeing the way you care is an inspiration to me as a priest. As one lady said to me in Watts when I was leaving the first time, never forget, Father Peter, we made you the priest you are. Well, Jackie and Tony, you made us the people we are. You're deeply loved. You're prophetic figures in the community. You're a blessing, a total blessing to Vincent de Paul. And we love you so much, and we'll always love you. Not only in this life, we'll all love each other in the next. And I wish you God's blessings, God's peace, and our abundant love goes out to you. Amen.
Hello, Tony and Jackie. Thank you for all you do for camp. We appreciate both of you so much. You have been a constant foundation of support for the campers and staff. We are grateful for your talent, time, and treasure. You are an inspiration and beacon of hope for so many. Now we have a special letter written by Tony and Jackie, read by our host, Juan Arambo.
Dear friends of Circle V, we are honored to be a part of the Circle V family for the past 10 years. We work behind the scenes as members of the camp committee and on special projects to ensure the continuation of Circle V for many years to come. We are members of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul Old Mission San Ynez Conference in Solvang, California. This is the conference closest to Circle V. Our interest in helping of the youth of our conference attend summer camp and Circle V turned into a passion of ours, and to make sure that Circle V and the summer camp program for kids, as well as the retreat services it offers for teens, adults, and groups within the greater Los Angeles, Ventura, Santa Barbara, and surrounding counties, continued for many years to come, so that every kid who wants to attend summer camp can attend, and the retreat groups have a great facility that is welcoming, inviting, outdoor friendly, and a safe place to hold their retreats. Circle V has a special place in our hearts, especially the summer camp program that beautifully enriches the body, heart, mind, and the spirit of each camper. Using the theme of loving God and loving others, the summer program has endured for over 75 years and has impacted countless kids who otherwise would not have the opportunity to attend a summer camp. We have seen how happy and relaxed the kids are during the summer program. After just one day of being at camp, playing games, making new friends, singing songs, swimming, and enjoying great food, they always leave with a great big smile and happy attitude and the memory of great experiences. When campers are older, many come back to Circle V as leaders and counselors. For over 20 years, we have worked with youth groups in our parish and throughout the central coast of California as volunteers and mentors, and have seen the positive impact a retreat in a beautiful outdoor setting away from everyday stress allows our teens the space to focus on their spirituality, relationships, growth, and maturity. Circle V has the perfect space for confirmation and Kairos retreat groups to focus on the program while leaving the hospitality, logistics, and maintenance of running a camp to our trusted Circle V team of experts. From the food to the accommodations, Circle V is truly the best. As adults, we are accustomed to taking vacations from our everyday routines to refresh our body, mind, and spirit. But sadly, many of our families and children do not get this opportunity because of the lack of funds or time, and this is particularly true during the past 2 years. But Circle V helps families by offering camperships to any child regardless on their family's financial situation. With the campership, a child can attend camp at a greatly reduced rate, and Circle V depends on these donations to fund camperships and many other projects needed to maintain camp and improve it every year. We have seen firsthand the impact a week away from home can make on a camper's life in the summer program. and the spiritual impact that a couple of days away on a confirmation retreat or a youth retreat has on teens. With kids and teens spending more hours than ever before indoors, and especially over the past year, spending time in the outdoor environment that Circle V offers is even more important than ever before and assures our health and well-being. You can become a Circle V friend and make a difference in a child's life by making a tax-deductible gift to Circle V. No amount is too great or too small. The money raised from the virtual gala will be used for camperships and to maintain and improve Circle V Ranch Camp and the Retreat Center. Please be generous as you can with your donation. The future of our youth is depending on you. May God bless you and all that you do. Viva la Circle V. Tony and Jackie Yanez. Once again, thank you so much, Tony and Jackie, for all that you have done throughout the years. Camp would not be the same without you, and you are most certainly will forever be Circle V family. You know, as we continue to move on with this gala and as we come to a close, I know that we both really wanted to share something special of how St. Vincent de Paul and Circle V has impacted our life directly. Would you like to share with them how you feel?
Well, you know, working for the Society, I'm fortunate enough to live this every day. And my office at our headquarters in Los Angeles, everything from every morning, people lining up to come in for free clothing. We provide free distribution of clothing to anybody that comes knocking on our door. To you know, people, conference members coming in to either pick up supplies or drop off reports, just being able to chat with them. And we always talk about the stories, you know, who are you helping, what are you helping with? And just recently, you know, camp. Just the other day, a woman came in to drop off some camp applications. And, you know, we don't get many visitors to the office lately, so I was kind of excited and talked to her and said, oh, you know, basically, what's your story? And I was impressed to find out that she's a foster mother, and she has been sending children to Circle V for the past 17 years. Wow. And she said that for most of them, it's the highlight of their year. So, you know, and this is just one family, so to speak. 17 years, that's a huge history. Yes. So people keep coming back. Right. And I mean, it's just an honor to be able to have a job where we're serving those people, whether it's at our summer camp, whether it's in our Vincentian Service Department, you know, helping families one-on-one, or even serving people at our homeless shelter, the Cardinal Manning Center. I love it, and I'm blessed to be able to do it for a living.
Right, and it's stories like that that you remember that is just one family. And in the height of camp, you know, going back to 2016, 17, when camp was running in full force, as we would say, you're talking about almost 1,200 campers every year, 200 plus campers, counselors at camp, all at the same time, and sharing an amazing moment in community and sharing incredible memories. You know, I'll never forget, many years going back, there was something that I witnessed down at the fire circle that will forever change my life. I was sitting behind the youngest outfit, which goes back to about 8 years old. We call them Outfit 1 at the time. And I'll never forget, there was this camp counselor who was sitting with his young boy. And they were just enjoying the closing ceremony and the stars as the fire was going. And I remember him kind of looking at his camp counselor and him saying, "Do we really have to go home tomorrow?" And it was kind of this moment where I was just sitting right behind him so I could hear the whole conversation. He says, "Do we really have to go home tomorrow?" And his counselor looked at him and said, "Buddy, yeah, we do." And he looks at him and says, "Abraham, that was the counselor's name, you're like the best brother like I've ever had, you know?" And I remember him even asking him if he would be willing to adopt him. And as a young kid, to be able to look at a counselor that you're with for 6 days and 5 nights, and for a counselor to have an impact that much on a child's life, where this child looks at him as not just a friend, as not just a counselor, but as family and someone that they really trust. I'll never forget that moment, just sitting behind them and listening to that conversation of that young child asking if he would be willing to adopt him as a big brother. And it's moments like that where you realize that camp makes an incredible difference in so many people's lives. And that's the real reason why we're doing this virtual gala, is to be able to find ways that we can connect with new partnerships and raise money for those who may not know what St. Vincent de Paul is doing in supporting a place like Circle V Ranch Camp. And I'm just so grateful for moments and memories like that.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Juan. And I hear many stories like that from other counselors. So story after story, it does warm the heart. And to give children that opportunity to come back to camp, that's what we're working for. So hopefully all of you can be as generous as possible to continue sending these children to camp. So whatever you can give, we welcome your gift. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. As we get ready to close, is there anything else you'd like to say, David?
I would just like to thank everybody that's watching this tonight. Thank you for your support. Whether you're supporting us by just watching us or getting the word out or making a donation, it's so much appreciated. So thank you, and I hope to see you all next year.
Yes, and remember that even though this is happening right now on July 29th, you still have time to donate.
Yes.
Even after this ends. Please send this video to somebody and continue to encourage us to raise money all the way through the end of summer camp, which is going to happen in mid-August. So thank you so much once again. David, it has been a pleasure and honor to have you here in the studio for this virtual gala.
My pleasure.
And so we hope you all have an amazing evening. God bless, and viva la Circle V.
Yes, all right. Thank you.